Okay, so you don't have a slow metabolism, you have a fast appetite. I love that quote. It's something I got from a guy called Adam who does physiconomics. And it's in relation to, I see all the time people saying, how can I boost my metabolism? What can I do to boost my metabolism? And there are 2 points that I want to make here. Number one being that there is very little to nothing that you can do to actually boost your metabolism, okay? And no, all of those products that say that they can boost your metabolism, no, they don't work, they're a bunch of crap, okay? And secondly, and probably most importantly, is that very few people have a genuinely slow metabolism. They just eat too much food, okay? Now, let's dive into it a little bit more. I want to make a quick side note. Yes, as you get older, your metabolism will slow, okay? There's nothing you can do about that, just how it is. And there are some issues, number one would be thyroid issues. So there are some instances where, that you can't control really, and things like thyroid issues. However, what I will say on this is, as far as I'm aware, if you are medicated appropriately, you are quote unquote normal, okay? And one other thing that I will touch on is menopause. And the thing with menopause is, yes, it does make it harder, but not impossible. You will see thousands of people who lose weight just fine whilst going through menopause. It just makes it harder, okay? Now, I will say, for obvious reasons, I'm not saying that it is easy, okay? Again, for obvious reasons, it's not something that I have been through or will go through. So I can't empathise on that, okay? But what I am saying is, from a physiological standpoint, in terms of weight loss, it is no different to when you were 20. The same fat loss rules apply. It's just, unfortunately, the goalposts have moved a little bit and it's more difficult. But the same principles do apply, okay? So, what can we do? Like I said, there isn't much that you can do. Now, people will say, you can build muscle because the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. And yes, that is true. Protein helps. So protein has what we call a higher thermic effect. So basically, your body has to work harder to digest protein than it does carbs and fat. So your body will use more energy digesting protein. And caffeine can also boost metabolism a little bit. However, what I want to make a big point of is that it is nowhere near as much as what people think. The effect that these will have is very small, and it will not make a significant difference to your weight loss, okay? It's not something that you want to rely on, okay? So this moves on to point two, which is the most important one, which is that 99.9% of people do not have a slow metabolism. They just eat too much food, okay? And I see this all the time where people say, I'm just not one of those lucky people that have got a fast metabolism and great genetics. However, what these people don't see, or choose to ignore, I think, in some instances, is that these lucky people do 20,000 steps a day. They go to the gym 3+ times a week, and they have a great nutrition plan that helps them to track and control what they eat. So I would say they're probably not lucky. I would say that they are very active and they have a great handle on what they eat, okay? And conversely, a lot of these unlucky people who have these slow metabolisms and bad genetics are extremely sedentary all day. They very rarely, if ever, do any exercise, and they don't have these great nutrition plans that helps them to track what they eat. They binge often, and they have no real idea on how much they're eating. So are they really unlucky? I would say no. Again, like I say, there are some instances which, can have an effect, but a lot of the time it's not as much as what people think. And whilst I don't like the quote because it does not particularly helpful, it does generalise this very well in the fact that you need to eat less and move more. Okay, that's, like I say, it's not particularly helpful, but it does give you a general gist, okay? And what I really want people to get from this is that before you blame your genetics, your metabolism, your underlying potential conditions that you might have, and before you empty your purse on the latest fat-burning, metabolism-boosting bullcrap, I would highly, highly suggest and recommend that you do a real strong audit of what you eat and how much activity you do. A real honest audit, because I can guarantee that the majority of people will be very surprised. Okay, so that's a good one for tonight, guys. Hopefully you got some value from that. If you did, please feel free to hit like, comment, love, haha, wow. Please feel free to share. I always appreciate all the interactions on the post. So thank you very much in advance for that. Have a fantastic evening, and I shall see you on the next video.